Right. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Learn Day. Hi, Jeff.
Hey
Jeff,
guys.
you've been on the move. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi.
Hi.
Rebecca.
Hi.
Hey.
Great to see you.
Dana.
Yes. And Rachel, one of our, I don't know, Rebecca, have you met Rachel, our other intern?
No, I've never met her.
She works from home out of Fullerton. Rachel, I'd love for you to say hi, your fellow interns.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Rachel. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right. So I'll just go ahead and get started and then add people as they come in. But hello to everyone who is watching from home in the future. A couple of Zoom rules for those of you who might not have joined in a while, or if you're brand new, welcome. Please mute yourself if you're not speaking. We recommend speaker view for presentation. Video sharing is optional, though we love to see all your smiling faces. And please type all questions and comments into the chat. We love seeing the feedback from everyone when our guest speaker is speaking and presenting. We definitely encourage you to write anything you'd like to engage with the speaker. We will have a Q&A at the end where you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions about our guest speaker. So the HPF update, quick update from Autism Tree. We have reached now over 702,000 people across all of our social media channels. We've started recording this number since the beginning of the pandemic in March 2020 when the schools first closed, and our reach has grown immensely all over California, all over the state, all over the US, and even the world with our Global Neuroscience Conference as well. All of our social media, we update every single day. Our interns help out with that, so I gotta give extra gratitude to our interns for helping with that. We have done 87 of these Lunch and Learns are now recorded and on our YouTube channel. We have a giant playlist. We feature different guest speakers every single week, people connected to Autism Tree that have a heart for the autism community. I highly recommend you check it out. Since January of 2022, we've coordinated already over 117 events with 48 coming up between now and the end of December. However, we always update those with every single month. So we have new events and more social communication opportunities for our families every single week. We offer 19 programs virtually, and 12 of those are now have pivoted back to in-person. During the pandemic, we pivoted all online on Zoom, and now we're bringing them back to in-person, and some are even hybrid. So we're able to keep that reach to families who might not be in San Diego County, but for those who are, our amazing in-person events are still going on. So there's lots to get involved in. We now have 464 videos on our YouTube channel, all submitted by our volunteers, our program directors, our amazing community, parents who share tips and what they've been doing to cope with the pandemic during at home, fun activities with their kids. These are still useful that we share all the time because it's summer. Everybody's always looking for more activities to do with their kids. So our YouTube channel is a wealth of resources. We've posted 404 of those videos since March of 2020. So shout out to everyone and thank you again for submitting those amazing videos to us each week. A special thank you to our Lunch and Learn sponsor, Cal Able. We've now done 3 Lunch and Learns with Cal Able that are recorded on our YouTube channel. If you want to learn more, it's a savings account. You can go to their website to learn more information or watch our past recordings. They answer a wealth of questions for you. We also will be hosting another one coming up in August too. So without further ado, I'll pass it off to Dana Hoff, our co-founder and executive director, who will introduce Rebecca Bronstein.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's so great to be here with everybody. And I always feel like each week is just a special milestone that we've accomplished. And each one of those 87 Lunch and Learns has honestly meant so much. And when I tell someone like why are the lunch and learns important and why do we keep going is that if you didn't know Autism Tree and you did ever watch all 87 of them, there's a thread, and that thread I think Rebecca already made mention of, but it's the heartbeat. That's really what drives Autism Tree, and I think it's a really special to have Rebecca on here today as our youngest speaker. But really, when I think about you and your family, Rebecca, I think it's extraordinary because when you look at what we were talking on the pre-call, I asked you what was like the most surprising thing about being an intern this summer. And I love that you said that you had no idea we did so many events and the work that goes into them. And I really lit me up hearing you take all that in because, we never know what is going to really open the door for one of our families that leads to them getting to that next place and that next step in life. And that's really happening with a lot of our adults and teens, and we want to keep doing more of that. I was mentioning to you on the pre-call that Terrence was our liaison to the Meet the Instrument series for the symphony, and we just now found out he is literally starting the online Berklee School of Music. And this is just something that as a community, we've kept opening doors and taking them to the Radio Shell and doing new things. And that's just one example that your family had a part of. And now to have you here, on this summer internship program, I think it's been really valuable for you to see maybe why, with the beach camp, we're taking children that have maybe never been to the beach or never been into the water and opening up a whole new world to them. And so I'm really grateful to you to keep sharing that message and just knowing that the legacy that you and your family have here at Autism Tree, we're turning 20, is so important to the history of the foundation. And I know that this Lunch and Learn today that you're doing will be a resource that we use to explain to another intern, sort of like, here's the opportunity. This is, Rebecca talking about her experiences and a program that she actually created. And for me personally, I really love that message to be very strong within our organization, that we are very much every single day empowering the young people that are part of our organization to be empowered and to take those steps forward and to really do projects that are meaningful to them and that they see can make an impact. So it's with a lot of gratitude and honor that I bring you on today. And we actually did a couple slides that are really fun of you in action over the years, Rebecca. I remember seeing you and your brother Aaron out at the Wild Willow Farm and just thinking how much I love seeing the two of you out there. And then, having you in our office, I look back at that picture of you and I together with Mateo. And I think I recently ran into Mateo too, and I didn't even recognize him. You guys have just grown so much since you started. And I really love the relationship that I see you having with different families within the foundation. And these pictures really capture it. The far right one is you with Mateo, who's actually been with Autism Tree since he was in kindergarten. And he also has two siblings. And then I think the next one you're with another, I'm not sure if it's one of our families or interns, but above that is you working an event that we worked together. It was at a winery. And I really love that picture. And I just see since then how much you've just continued to blossom. And I think we have another slide too. I love that picture of you and Rebecca next to it. And this is you in action this year. I think it just shows so much energy that you have brought to the office. That's a fabulous picture of you with the eye of looking out for each other. It's the second picture to the right. And that is a special piece, a masterpiece that Joel Anderson did. And I feel like it's so meaningful because it's actual eyes, a lot of people in Joel's life. And it's supposed to be that we're all looking out for each other. And I think it's just such a good symbol for what we do at Autism Tree, is really extra looking out for each other and our families. And I love seeing these photos of you working with Lei Young, who's our intern from USD, and Dave Erickson out at the fair in the hat to the far right. And then you working with Glenn Lasker in the Zoom video below to do the fitness program. And of course, the far below one with you and Loopy and the team working on Bridges to the Beach. It just really shows me so much about what kind of work that you've been doing in the office and just the joy that you're bringing to everyone you're working with and the families. I just can't say enough about the feedback that I hear all the time about how much everyone's enjoying having you in the daily operations, Rebecca. So it was on my heart to say I would really, truly love you to come and talk about the work that you've been doing on this actual program that you created and this wonderful award that you received that I know you worked very hard on. And actually, I love that we have such a relationship of buying Girl Scout cookies from you for years and years and years. And I think that's going to be also a really fun thing to hear more about and how you got to this big award that only few people have received from the Girl Scouts. So thank you for being here today and sharing. And I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you for the introduction. And I guess we get started with the slideshow, please. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Rebecca, and I'm going to be talking about my involvement at ATPF, my Gold Award, and also, as Dana brought up previously, the cookies that I sell to Autism Tree once a year. So first of all, my involvement at ATPF. I've been involved at ATPF for, I would say, since the age of 13, volunteering, but I've been aware of the organization prior to that. My brother actually is on the autism spectrum, so I have a special place in my heart for the organization. And I really enjoy volunteering at ATPF. And here are just some pictures over the years, as you guys already saw, the picture to the right, and then the picture to the left. I remember that was at the Bridge to the Beach Bridge to the Beach Day, one of the camp days. And I just remember it was a really fun event. And so that was at the point I became an intern, and then now I'm interning. So next slide, please. And then now I'm going to talk about my Girl Scout Gold Award. So there are 3 logos. The first one at the top, I guess more toward the left, but at the top of the screen is the Gold Award logo. And then to the right of that is just the Girl Scout overall logo. And then the one at the bottom is the logo that I used for my website that I worked on for my award. So what is this award? So this award is it's very hard to get, and it's only 5% of Girl Scouts get this award. And so there's a vigorous peer review process in order to get the award. And so I went through a lot of peer review process to get it, but essentially what it is it's a community service project that has to be sustainable. So you can't just do it one time. For example, like if you're going to go volunteer just at one time at Helen Woodward, for example, but you have to make sure it's sustainable. So my passion for exercising, nutrition, and anything related to health is what sort of shone through to show what I'm passionate about. And I worked with Autism Tree at the end of my project to try and further implement my project. So my hope for ATPF families is that they will use this as a resource for their children and just use it in general, as it's just a great resource, I feel. And then would you please mind opening up the Gold Award website link, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, great, thank you. So just the first page is just an introduction of what my project is, and it just kind of says my statement and just what, it's just a nice home and introduction. And the next one, would you mind clicking on introduction, please? That's the introduction of what the Girl Scout it just kind of gives an introduction of what the Gold Award is and what I'm trying to do to help the community. And and then also I made a presentation below, which it's just the wonderful workout website Gold Award presentation. And feel free to look at that. It's pretty long, but it just gives you a good overview of what the project is. And I think that it'll be emailed out later, so you guys can have the chance to look at it. And can you please go to meet the team? So this is the team that I worked with to help me find information and just have a credible group of individuals that are knowledgeable in their field. So first of all is Delroy McDonald, who I met, and he's a fitness instructor. And then below that is Jasmine Stiles, who is actually my 8th grade PE teacher. And I actually used some of her videos that she has a whole YouTube channel, which you can also click on. And then Nancy Pake, who's a yoga instructor, and then Norma Flood, who's a dietitian nutritionist, and then me. And at the very bottom is a physical therapist, and she also has helped make a lot of videos too. And then could you, yes, please, thank you. So about your body. So a passion I have is learning about the human body, anatomy and physiology, and how just the muscles and bones work together. So I made a very simplified, would you mind scrolling down, please? Thank you. Very simplified, just what the main parts of the body are. And it just serves as a great way for people to understand just how your body works and the different functions it has. And you can even go to a simulation and just click on those and see about your body and stuff like that. And then would you mind just clicking on that? Yes, please. So within this 4-week program, I created is a series of videos that you can do. For example, you can do core, upper body, lower body, and cardio. And these are designed to be, so you increase each week by 5 minutes. You start with 5 minutes, then you go to 10, then you go to 15 minutes, and then you go to 20 minutes. And these are designed to help you increase gradually your activity you're doing. And there's just different videos within. So if you wouldn't mind just clicking on the arrow, please, where the 4-week programs are, just so I could give an example. Yes, thank you. So here's just an example. I made these videos, and for the first week, you would just do 5 minutes, and the next week would be 10, 15, 20. So it just works out that one part of your body, and they're follow along videos. And then can you please go to general? And then, yes, thank you. So general workouts. So these are just essentially workouts that my team that I worked with helped me make. And they provide different exercises as opposed to just the ones I presented in the 4-week programs. So could you just please click, I can't quite see, but hang on. Oh yeah, there we go. Would you mind clicking on the arrow too for that one, please? Thank you. So we'll just go do HIIT, please. High intensity. So this stands for high intensity interval training. And essentially what that is it helps with increasing your heart rate and maximizing cardiovascular fitness is really what it is. And it's just high intensity training, and it could just be for X amount of time, like 1 minute, you're doing jumping jacks, but it just provides you with 20, there's anything from 7 or 8 minutes to 20 minutes long videos where you can just increase your heart rate and work on cardio. And then there's other general workouts too, but there's also strength and additional, but those are the other ones. Would you mind going on to more with workout with instructions? Thank you. So this is a workout without videos. So as opposed to using videos, I also thought that it would be nice to have something more where people could read it and just sort of go step by step. So another option that people have is, for example, a full body workout. So you have a warm up and then you do the workout, which is where the now begin is. So you do 20 plank marches, 20 squats, etc. And you cool down. So it kind of gives you like a nice program of what you can do to get a good workout in. So it just has all the different body parts and that you can work on, as opposed to using a video. And then this one is really important. I think that relaxation and meditation is important. I try to meditate every day because I think it's really healthy for people to do. So if you scroll down a bit, there is just, that's my description based off what the yoga instructor, she's very knowledgeable in what she does. So she provided me with a lot of information and then I compiled it into a video. And then there's just some relaxation yoga routines you can do, and with stretching. This is the one on the bottom is just a nice way to relax if you're getting up in the morning or going to bed. And then could you please go to the more again and then yes, please. So nutrition. So this section just provides you with basic recipes, but also information from a professional dietitian nutritionist. So there's a variety of information. And then, do you mind going to? And then the arrow, please. Oops. It's okay. So great, thank you. This is the information from a professional. So I worked with a dietitian nutritionist who gave me a lot of information about eating a healthy, well-rounded diet. And she also has a slideshow. It's underlined nutrition. And it just, the main idea of the main takeaway, I guess, of the presentation is about your gut microbiome, which just essentially is a lot of bacteria that's in your stomach. And you can learn about all that. And also you can learn about healthy snacks to eat as opposed to unhealthy snacks and what's good for you and what's not. So it kind of just summarizes it all into one spot, which is really nice. And then can you please go to more again and then the next one? There, thank you. So these are just some simple recipes that I've eaten throughout the years or months, but I like to eat snacks like this that have that are healthy. So these are just some options of if you just are on the go, or you want to have a quick breakfast, then you can eat one of these. They're very delicious too, which I like. That's more of a dessert, the second one, but I still like to eat it. It's good. So those are just some healthy recipes. And there might be one more tab. Okay, linked recipes. So the linked recipes are just, one of them is for people who are vegan. It had some really good looking recipes in there. So I thought that it might be appealing to people. And then also I had one for people who like smoothies because I feel like nowadays smoothies are really popular for some reason, but they're pretty popular. So I included a link for that. And then I think just, yeah, feedback suggestions. So I've gotten a lot of feedback so far, but if anyone else has any feedback for how I could improve the website or anything like that, or what you like about it, I would greatly appreciate your feedback. There's a survey link that is underlined. Yeah, thank you. And it will just take you to the survey. And then credits. So this is just my credit page, which talks about the people that I worked with, and also the different applications that I used to help me create the website. And then I think there's one more section. Thank you. So that's just the thanking you for visiting my website. And I'd be grateful if you did visit it because it's a really good resource and I think anyone could benefit from it. So That's my whole website. But would you mind going back to the slide presentation, please? So, thank you. So that's the Gold Award, and Girl Scout cookies. So I've been selling Girl Scout cookies since I was in kindergarten, and I actually sold to one of the groups I sold to was Autism Tree Project Foundation, and they've been one of my biggest customers every single year. And so my mom used to take me to drop them off when I was younger. So that was what happened when I was younger, but now I'm able to drive myself. So I was able to drop them off this year, which was really nice. Being able to drop it off myself. And I guess these are just the different type of cookies that I think I mostly sell you guys Thin Mints. I think that's all I sell you guys. I might have sold you guys other cookies, but I think it's mostly been Thin Mints. You guys seem to be big Thin Mint fans. And here are just the Gold Award, the Girl Scouts logo, and thank you. That's it. Thank you. That's everything.
Rebecca, what an incredible amount of work. Like, I'm really, really just blown away by the level of detail. Do you think there's one video you might like to share? I was kind of drawn to, if I don't know how long it is, but I'd love you to choose it, but I was definitely drawn to seeing your meditation. I love that you meditate
Sure.
every day. I would love to see that.
Sure. I think it's back on the website, right? So you want me to play it now, or?
I mean, if it's a couple minutes, I think so, yeah.
I think it's 5 minutes.
I mean, but how do you feel about that?
I feel okay about it.
Great. Hold on. Let me share my screen. I just put on the link to her website in the chat for anybody who wants to check it out
Thank you.
themselves. And we're going to, where can I find them?
So you can go to more, please, and then relaxation, meditation, and yoga. And then I think it's the first video that I made, and it just has that. Yeah, let's see, it's gonna load. Okay, it's right there. Thank you. Hello, my name is Rebecca, and today I'm going to be talking about how meditation impacts the mind and the body. I would first of all like to thank a yoga instructor who is named Nancy for all the knowledge she has taught me, and I've learned a lot about how meditation impacts the mind and the body from her. So there are 6 steps to meditation. First, there's good posture. Next off is you have to breathe. Then you have to feel your feet on the ground, and then feel your seat where you're sitting. Feel your heartbeat, and then pay attention to the energy or light and the sound around you. So to go into some more detail, when performing these moves, here are some things to note. Energy is essentially sound and light. So you can think of energy as sound and light, and the goal is to have positive thoughts. So from that energy, you want to create positive thoughts. Meditating helps to lower the energy in your head. For me personally, running is my form of meditation, but also I do enjoy traditional meditation, or the type I was talking about, where there are 6 steps. And also I enjoy anything aerobic, which is essentially running, swimming, that gets your heart rate going. But whatever works for you is perfect. When you have too many thoughts, you can think of this as the element of air, and you can think of air as rapid and quick. So it's not very calming. And then you want to get to the element of earth, which grounds you and it keeps you calm, since the earth is really heavy compared to the air. Meditating acts as the element of air, and then the goal is to get to your mind without thinking too much. So you want to get to your mind, and this may sound interesting, but you want to just get to your mind without thinking. So you're trying to do something very basic, such as calming yourself in certain ways, and you don't really have to think very hard to get there. Like running for me, I don't really have to think hard. I just listen to my breathing. And with meditating, many people find relaxing because you just listen to your breath and stuff, and you don't really have to think hard, which is really nice. Additionally, there are many ways to do this, as I've mentioned.
might be swimming, playing a game you enjoy with your dog or something like that. And I really enjoy playing with my dog too. And a really important term to note is prana, and this means energy. And a really interesting thing with this is that with prana, when you close your eyes, it keeps it internal, which keeps the energy, which I mean is internal. Of course, some energy is escaping, but most of it stays in when you close your eyes. And so that's why traditional meditation, where you just close your eyes and sit and you don't really look at anything, it helps to keep the energy internal and get to that element of earth and ground yourself. And then next off is meditating teaches the brain how to focus, since everyone's really busy with school and work and any extracurricular activities. Sometimes it can be really stressful and you have so many things to think about. When you just think about one thing at a time, though, it's really helpful and it helps to ground you. So that's why meditation is really helpful. Also, meditation helps to make your cells brighter, which is actually scientifically proven. So when many people meditate, they think of the sun, and it's actually really interesting because your cells actually become brighter, kind of like the sun, which is I find to be really cool, and it's actually scientifically proven, like I've said. Overall, meditating helps with trust, which comes from being grounded, like the element of earth. This helps to build self-knowledge, which is very important, and knowing about yourself is really important because it helps to build trust in others and in yourself. Meditating helps you to take back power and learn more about yourself. So when you think about taking back power, as opposed to someone else controlling you and deciding what you're going to do, you can take control and decide what you're going to do. So you have all the control to do whatever you want to do, and you can make good decisions, which is really the goal. And then from taking action, I have definitely learned a lot about myself. From a young age, I have loved running, and it's always been an activity I've really just enjoyed a lot. And you really got to just find an activity you enjoy and just pursue it, which is what I've learned. I feel really relaxed and free when I run, and that's how you should feel when you're doing your form of meditation. I know you will feel the same, and when you find that relaxing activity you enjoy, like traditional meditation, running, or swimming, and it will work for you when you find that. Once again, I would like to thank Nancy, who is a yoga instructor, and she has taught me a lot about meditation, and I hope you've gained a lot of knowledge, and we'll check out some of those videos that Nancy has made. And thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Love it. That was awesome. And Rebecca, that was, I mean, I give you the utmost respect. I think, how many hours is it required that you're able to do to achieve the gold award?
80, but it took me a lot more than that.
It
Well,
shows.
yeah, it definitely shows.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So I'll check the chat. If anybody has any questions for Rebecca, now is the time to ask. You can unmute yourself. And then thanks to Jen. Jen put a comment in the chat. She says, so you've created an electronic personal trainer. Of course you did, Rebecca Bronstein. I'm so impressed by your many interests and abilities. Yeah.
Rebecca, what do you have a favorite video? You have quite a few videos in there, and I know they're all important, but is there any part of it that's your favorite?
I would say probably I like the meditation one, but I mean, I also enjoyed the 4-week programs. They're all pretty similar, but I just like how it's very consistent in a consistent format. So those are just chunked into one group. There's 20 of them, but they're all very similar. And then there's different ones that are more like just each of them are different. I like the 4-week program the best though.
The 4-week, okay.
Yeah.
There's another question in the chat from Jessica. She says, great job, Rebecca. I'm super impressed by you and your work. I'm wondering if you have used this with people on the autism spectrum, and if so, how has it gone?
Hi. So actually, there's a class called a workshop called the Fit and Fun Workshop. I was not able to be there at the last one, but I'm hoping to be there at the next one. And I would like to implement it during that time further. So I'm still working on that, but I do definitely want to implement it at the next Fit and Fun Workshop class.
We had an amazing meeting between one of our volunteers, Glenn Lasker. He's been a longtime volunteer and fitness enthusiast. And then Annika Talou is our program director of our fitness program, which she started it on Zoom in 2020. And so for the past 2 years, we've been doing it all virtual. And we just launched it in person. And a lot of it, I have to say, is because I was so inspired by Rebecca and all the work that she put into her website. And so I had to introduce her to Glenn and Annika. And then we just held our first in-person workshop, Fit and Fun workshop, this last Saturday. It was a big success. We had, I think, about 10 kids who attended, and they tried out, different stretches. And Glenn brought a trampoline for cardio, and we have lots of different fitness activities for the kids to do. And we held it at Savita Park, which is in Mission Valley area. So we're really excited for our next one. We will be hosting these monthly for the rest of the year. Rebecca is going to come and help us. I'm really excited to lead our next one in August. So we definitely would love any feedback. If your child has attended our Fit and Fun workshop, or if you visited Rebecca's website and had any feedback, tried that with your kid, what worked, what didn't work. I mean, all of that is really valuable that we can implement in our program. She says, awesome.
I wanted to know how people find out about your program. How do they, find it? Or do you advertise it or take it to groups or what?
Yes, we actually did our monthly e-news goes out each week, and it's available on our website, our fitness program, so people can check it out there and sign up on our event calendar. We post it across all of our social media channels. We blast it out, so you can see our last photo album from our last event is on our Facebook, and it's super cute. And then, of course, we do weekly e-blasts to all of our parents who are interested in the program. For anybody who's new, they can always call me or email me or call our office to learn more and sign up for the next one. But yeah, we've got a lot of interest in it.
That's great. Thanks.
I see we have some other parents on here. Love to get any feedback from anyone. Any questions for Rebecca?
Rebecca, how long did it take you to work on the Gold Award?
It took me, I think, 122 hours total. Yeah, 122 hours.
My goodness.
Wow. Well, I'm glad we can keep trying to help you have people utilizing it, because you did a really fantastic job. And I do think parents right now are used to having to navigate using tools, like the one you created because of the pandemic. And then at the same time, I think they're wanting to get out again. And so it's kind of a nice combo to have your program and then have the program in the park and have you there. I think it's like a lot of things in the world are going hybrid. So it kind of allows a hybrid of fitness with working together with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know Rebecca did help me create our Fit and Fun workshop flyers. And Rebecca, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we included a QR code to your website. Is that right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so we've sent that out on our website, on our social media. You could just scan it on your phone and it'll take you right to Rebecca's website with all the resources. We also have a resource binder that we send out to all of our new families whenever they reach out. And we've included Rebecca's website in there as well if they want to learn more.
That's great. I'm happy as a happy grandma to hear that. What other things do you do volunteering there, Rebecca, at Autism Tree Project? What are some of the things you do when you go there? I know you're so happy when you go there.
I help with they have a couple applications for event planning, so I help with inputting events into their, I guess, event plan system. Wild apricot, is it? Yeah, wild apricot. And then they have a place to add just add people to the database. So I've been helping with that, and then a little bit of social media too. But those are the main things I've been doing.
And coming to our events.
Oh yeah, and coming to the events.
Yes. You've helped with our Bridge to the Beach flyer or different big what's it called, banner that we had for our week-long camp, and you helped on site at Bridge to the Beach week-long camp. Do you have any feedback on how that went?
I think it went really well. It was really fun to have the one-on-one where each kid had a junior lifeguard. I thought that was really cool.
Rebecca's really creative, so I usually use her a lot for like creating flyers for our upcoming events that we blast out on our social media and all of our calendars and in our e-news. Anything creative wise, I like to utilize her eye.
You're really good with the families themselves too, Rebecca. Right? Did you get to know more families at Bridges to the Beach?
Yes, I think one kid that particularly, he kept on coming up to the table. I think his name was Joshua, if I'm remembering correctly, but he was a really nice kid, always laughing. And I like to have conversations with him, and it was just really fun.
Yeah. Well, it means so much to the parents for numbers of reasons, but just being able to see that many kids out with that many young kids volunteering and having the San Diego Fire and Rescue and all the junior lifeguards. I think one thing that touched me is I went to the training that they did for all the junior lifeguards. And I don't know if you met Sadie, but she's been volunteering for 8 years. And the photos, she's so young and now she's like out there. Did you meet Sadie, Rebecca, when you were out there?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I was drawn too to having her come on because she's such a strong force like you are, advocating and really for the junior lifeguards. And then we have another young girl who has a brother that you might have met, Kat, who's the liaison for Autism Tree. She also was out there 8 years. So on the training, we had Sadie for the junior lifeguards, Kat, who's now at UCLA for Autism Tree liaison. And I think that's just one thing that I felt so proud of all of you growing up in the foundation and volunteering since 13. And then here were 2 other young girls. And I really, it really lights me up to see the level of leadership, the level of commitment, and also the level of just love and passion that each of you are leading with. And it's a direct reflection of your brother and your family. And, I feel like Autism Tree is one big family and your family's been very much a part of it. That was one of my favorite things that I saw this summer that I participated in was the training that was done for all the junior lifeguards. And a lot of them were on with their parent, which was really nice. The parents wanted to see the training that was done. So I don't know if you saw the article, Rebecca, that went out, but they looked at summer camps for kids with autism. There was like 8, and Autism Tree is the only one that didn't charge the families. So I'm so happy you got to be out there this year. And I think it was extra important because so many people haven't been able to get out and have fun, and certainly in a social setting with other kids. So to be able to have 40 kids out there was really special. And certainly we needed your help in just coordinating all of it this year. So thank you for doing that. Is there any other
Yes, there is one more question in the chat from Jessica. She says, have you found that there are things that your brother really enjoys doing from your website and program? Has he tried it?
My older bro, yeah, I'm working on him. He doesn't, I mean, I'm trying to get him to do more physical activity because I feel like that's something that he needs to do more of, but definitely I need to show, I've shown him my website, but I'm going to try and get him to use it. And definitely I love exercising, walking with him and doing activities like that.
And I didn't know that you're a long distance runner. I saw that on your website. Tell me more.
No, I just really I've enjoyed, I think since fifth or sixth grade, I've just really enjoyed long distance running. And I just think it's a really good balance of just cardio and also just being able to be free and not worry too much. So that's why I really enjoy it.
Have you done marathons before, like half marathons?
I've done a half marathon.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Do you think you'll work up to doing a full one day?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I really hope so to do that.
That's awesome.
Rebecca, what advice do you have, knowing that we're recording this and we'll certainly share it with other young people for inspiration on just doing a project to the level that you have? What advice do you have for them in terms of looking at Autism Tree? What advice would you give them as an intern? What do you think is some of the important things that they might want to consider if they look at being an intern?
I would just say that it's really important to work hard and also be really passionate about what you're doing. So that way, if you do both things, you'll just have a great time interning and just pursuing anything you want to do.
Yeah, well put. Well, I hope that we'll always see you in your future too. We'll be part of your life. It's really fun seeing, year over year, all that you take on and all that you accomplish. And, certainly doing the Girl Scout Award, it's really, something that just shows your level of being able to take on a very large project and see it through and being a leader. And so we'll continue to push out this project, your workout videos with our families, even while you go back to school.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really hope it helps the families, and definitely at the Fit and Fun classes, I'll make sure to bring it up too. So that way we get as many families using it as possible.
Yeah, and it could be good. I always encourage everyone, if you have a family that says they used it in any way, maybe just take a quick video of them on your phone so that we can share that out, because sometimes people get inspired from hearing another mom or another kid talking about it. And I think that goes a long way. So if that happens, take a quick video on your phone and share it with us. And we'll do the same on our end too.
We should take a video at our next Fit and Fun workshop, Rebecca.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be fun. Great. Well, we're definitely going to use
Oh,
this.
I want to ask one other last thing. Julie, if you don't mind, there's some parents on here. Is there just anything that you want to share as a parent with other parents about anything just related to Rebecca being an intern, or your family just having, I think it's what really I think is really beautiful is Rebecca mentioning she has a brother with autism. And a lot of our interns and a lot of our best therapists, that is the case. And so I just I would probably regret if I didn't ask you to say anything you want to other parents. I'm not sure which parents on here have siblings, but I think it's worth mentioning that I really appreciate, Rebecca, that you shared about your brother today. And I see that being a very robust part of Autism Tree is siblings who are very much being very active with Autism Tree in many roles. So I'm grateful you shared that today.
Well, thank you. I'm very impressed with Rebecca. While I am biased, still I'm a very proud mom. And it's cool because there are 3 generations of us here today. My mom is here too, if you want to raise your hand, Mom. And I think when Rebecca mentioned that her brother Aaron is on the autism spectrum, again, I thought that was really amazing, because what it said to me is that there's no shame. And, you know, a lot of times with these types of issues, some people feel like you have to hide it or not talk about it. And the fact of the matter is there's nothing to be, as I said, nothing to be ashamed of, but even to be proud. And so getting back to Rebecca's opportunity with your organization, Dana, I think it's been phenomenal because she's gotten to learn new skills and be in a very supportive environment. And also she's been exposed to a diverse group of kids who she's been able to connect with and hopefully be a role model to. So it's fabulous, Dana, what you and Rebecca and your team are doing. I recognize that you're doing it on a shoestring budget. And our family has the utmost of respect, Dana, for you, for Todd, for Garrett, and for all that you as a family are giving back in our community. So I really want to just give you a big shout out. There is one other person who I would like to recognize, if you don't mind, Dana, which is Cody Patterson has joined us. Thank you, Cody, for being here. Cody is a candidate for school board in San Diego Unified. I'm particularly glad he's here so that he can become aware of the important work Autism Tree is doing, because I believe there might be overlap with things. So I don't know, Cody, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but feel free to say something if you'd like.
No, this is exciting, and both of you did such a wonderful job. I also happen to work for Supervisor Losser-Reamer, who has a daughter on the spectrum. And so we're really, both of us are motivated. Should I prevail in November, I'm highly motivated to explore those synergies, the public-private stuff, and work with NGOs. And both of you are role models in terms of leading on this issue. And this is exciting to me. I'm really excited about it and sensitized to the issue. So let us know how we can help with the county. And if I'm able to go to the board, I'm very eager to collaborate with Autism Tree.
Well, and Supervisor Lawson-Reamer has been a huge supporter on autism as well. I don't know, Dana, if you want to mention anything about that, because there was something exciting that just got passed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the history of that office, they've never had so many comments. So there was over 800. And I think it would be safe to say the office would say that there was multiple autism groups involved. We were invited to be involved, and the nature of Autism Tree is our heart, our passion, and that, as we know, makes quantum leaps happen. So I would safely say probably 600 or so of those votes out of the 800 came from Autism Tree work, really actually led by Garrett, actually calling, texting, emailing, which I was, encouraging and supportive of him and doing what I could to support his initiative. But really, what lit me up personally is just being down there and supporting the effort. I got to meet 2 individuals that are on the autism spectrum that have been working for the county for a long time. So that was very nice to see that this isn't just some idea, but there's Nathan Fletcher's office has a young man, Jay, who's worked there 4 years. And Nathan did a really nice job of explaining to us that Maria Shriver had called him and asked him to meet Jay. And I just appreciated very much that background. I'm getting to know Jay. I really like him. I'm sharing this because the neuroscience conference is something I'm working really hard on, and it's coming up pretty quick. And we always have a panel, Autism at Work. And we've had the CEO from Solar Turbines who won an award from Caterpillar. It's sort of like, Rebecca, your gold award for Girl Scouts, but for, Caterpillar's a global company, and they give an Eagle Award. And the CEO at the past president at Solar Turbines here in San Diego was given that award for hiring people with autism. And so he was on our panel one year, and the CEO of YMCA, it's organizations that are hiring people on the autism spectrum. So to see this happening in our city is absolutely, that day I had mentioned to her and to Jay and another young man who works in a different department for 9 years that has autism, that I really love the Autism at Work panel at the conference, to bring forth this amazing new legislation that's been passed, and this goal of being the first really city in our country to want to hire a percentage of people from the county that are neurodiverse. So that's one thing I would like any of your input or help on, is I'm putting together an Autism at Work committee, and I wanted to show at least one, if not two employees, which I think Jay, who I mentioned, would be excellent on the panel, and then figuring out who from, if the supervisor herself or someone from her office. But I really want to illuminate at our Autism at Work panel this year, this incredible work that and bill that has passed. So I'm glad, Julie, you brought this to my attention. I wasn't sure. Actually, Cody, I just thought maybe you are a new dad. So thank you for introducing Cody. It's nice to meet you. You know, I'm putting my time into whatever I can do to illuminate that at the conference, which our neuroscience conference is going to be a hybrid this year, and it's on November 4th. So definitely, Cody, you might like to come. I think it's pretty remarkable because what we're really doing is showing Dr. Allison Motry has the largest autism lab in the world, which is pretty incredible that that's right here in our city. He's been our chairman. This is our 10th year working on this conference. And our moderator, Roger Bingham, is also incredible. And so the heartbeat behind why I get involved with Autism Tree to do it is to have the heart connection between this incredible groundbreaking neuroscience that's happening right here in San Diego. And then to always make what makes the conference difference is the Living Autistically panel, people that are living successful lives with autism, and then the Autism at Work, like pushing that forward, but intertwined with the neuroscience. So I don't know, Phyllis, if you know, but every month we're getting statistics from UCTV about how many people have now watched the conference because it's held on UCTV. So I'm extraordinarily grateful that we were able to do a hybrid conference. And I thank you for being the platinum sponsor last year, because we've had over 82,000 views, which is considered, you know, incredible in the neuroscience world. Dr. Motry and our moderator, Roger Bingham, said, if you look at neuroscience talks on UCTV, typically if you're a neuroscientist and you get over 500 views, that's considered really good. So they're, you know, mind blown that we've had 82,000 views at this conference, especially considering that that conference room that we used to hold it in at the consortium only holds about 400 people. So it's truly a quantum leap.
Congratulations. That was just going to be my question, was how many people have attended? I always like to know how many people get.
Yeah, we have all the broken down stats that we get monthly as a total and by speaker. And there's not even one speaker that didn't do well. They all did well. So thank you always for your support and really keeping Autism Tree moving forward in the most productive ways, which ultimately what has really happened is Autism Tree is more than ever gone right back, because we're having a whole new influx of new families that need to be diagnosed and are diagnosed and need navigating. And then we have more adults than we've ever had. And we have all these teenagers. And so we truly have done a generation, and we're trying to launch that generation. And now we have the second generation. And so our every heartbeat is to serve that one family at a time and make sure that we continuously open new doors so that each person and family that we're serving is having the highest opportunities and fulfilling lives. So I'm so happy to do this together. I mean, I'm so proud of San Diego and what's happening, Julie, and that I know you're trying, and I really appreciate it, to keep continuing to push us at Autism Tree to keep moving forward together with the supervisor's office. Because we'd love for our families to have those, you know, be involved in getting hired there too.
I love it. Cody put in the chat, I think Julie and I are both very motivated to work with Autism Tree to improve our respective districts' IEP and 504 processes. And Julie said, yes, most definitely. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It matters to our families. Well, I'd love to take a group picture before we go. It is tradition. So if you would like to turn on your camera, you can. And I'll do a countdown. Ready? 1, 2, 3, cheese. Thank you again, Rebecca. You're amazing.
So proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
see
you
you
for the
guys-
opportunity. Yes, you.
see you tomorrow, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye, Julie. Bye, Phyllis.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Everybody. Great job, Rebecca.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.